Can I cook my backpacking meal using my crotch? We're going to answer that question and a whole lot of other questions you never thought to ask by testing out 4 different ways to cook your backpacking meals today. I have been backpacking for over 20 years, and I can tell you that I for sure would not have bet on the outcome of this experiment. We're in my kitchen today because that's the easiest place where I can light things on fire in a controlled environment. So let's get into it. The first thing I've got here is my trusty MSR Pocket Rocket. This is a stove I've used for 15 years. Definitely a very popular backpacker item. We're going to test that against the BRS stove. This is a $20 stove and weighs less than an ounce. And next thing we're going to do is cold soak. I personally hate cold soaking, but we're going to do it anyway, and we're going to do it with a smile on our GD faces, friends. Lastly, I found this extremely unhinged piece of gear on Garage Grown Gear. It is called a crotch pouch, and it is exactly what it sounds like. So yes, I'm going to cook noodles in my pants. Let's get going. I'm also judging these things on 4 different criteria: time to cook, taste value, weight, and functionality, ease of use. All right, let's go over the results. First of all, time to cook. For the stoves, I boiled 8 ounces of water because that's what my average homemade backpacking meal takes. The MSR Pocket Rocket did that in 1 minute and 15 seconds. And the BRS stove, I actually did a few times because it was so wildly inconsistent. The BRS stove did that in 1 minute and 55 seconds. In order to soak up your food, the cold soaking method takes about an hour, and the crotch pouch took about 45 minutes. A clear winner here is the MSR Pocket Rocket. The next category is weight. The MSR Pocket Rocket weighs 2.9 ounces. The BRS stove weighs 0.9 ounces. And the cold soak jar weighed 2 ounces. And the Gossamer Gear crotch pouch, any guesses? 0.6 ounces. This one is actually phenomenal. By far the lightest weight right here. All right, let's talk features really fast. Pros and cons. BRS. This guy, honestly, price cannot be beat. 20 bucks. But with the price comes durability issues and the fact that they sent me one that wasn't even built right. I had to use pliers to fix it. The other thing I don't really like about this guy, and that I'm noticing as I've been taking it out, is that it easily untwists. So you always have to check the needle valve. There have been several times where I've attached the cans to this and the needle valve is wide open and it just spits gas everywhere. Range of temperature on this guy, pretty much off or fully on. I also don't like that the burn head is super small. It's really suitable if it's just you or one person, but if you're backpacking with your family, you may find it a bit obnoxious. But I found this to be kind of hard to backpack with when I was with my toddler. This guy, obviously, really love the big burn head here. Super durable. Again, I have beaten the ever-living piss out of this thing, and it still works like it did on day one. There's a couple things like the little igniter I don't really care about having. This guy has a lot more subtle temperature range, but it weighs a little bit more. I don't know. I've been carrying it for so long. I almost don't notice it, but this is super exciting and not as packable. Time for a fit check. Does it fit? So do these fit with a fuel can? BRS, I have absolutely no qualms about that. I'll even put a big lighter in there. Fitting. Fits quite nicely, actually. Very nice. Lovely. Yay. Pocket Rocket, I'm like not so sure. Might be a little bit of Tetris. Okay. Yeah, so it does fit, but it must be pretty specific. So flip your fuel can over, put the Pocket Rocket on top, and I guess I didn't put a lighter in there. It will not fit a regular size lighter, but you can get it in there. Mini Bic would easily fit here. I just don't have one right now. When it comes to this versus this, you're ending up with about a 7 to 8 ounce savings with one of these. That can be pretty substantial if you're really gung-ho about having a sub 10 pound base weight. But frankly, 8 ounces of a consumable item, meaning the weight of this goes down as you hike along, really isn't that big of a deal, considering you have a lot more multiple uses you can get out of this versus cold soaking your food. Granted, if you're the kind of person who's fast packing with a sub 6 pound base weight and you don't mind eating soggy cold noodles day in, day out, then go ahead and cold soak. However, I do advise people to think twice before they decide to ditch a fuel source that can actually do more than one thing. The choice is yours. All right, let's get to the exciting part of the day. Soaking. If you know, you know. Just kidding. Just kidding. That was an ill-timed joke. Anyways, I guess I'm having noodles for lunch. I'm getting kind of hungry. I'm about ready to go out on a shakedown hike. So I'm going to cold soak my nudes. All right, so we're supposed to add half the amount of water that you need to boil. So I have a cup of water in here. Then I will cover it up. Give it a good shake. Just want to make sure everything's kind of covered in there. Let the soup simmer. Same thing with this guy. Oh boy, I'm real nervous about this. I'm equal parts nervous and excited, actually. It's kind of exciting. Break this up a little bit. It's because I don't really want it bumping and grinding against me too hard. And then I'll add the water. Do I double bag it? I don't even know. I feel like I should double bag it. Yeah, I'm going to double bag it. Fit it right in there. Okay. Well, I don't think I can show the internet this next part. Stirring my noodles. Gotta mix that soup, you know? Initial thoughts here. You have to wear pants or shorts with buckles, and I typically don't wear those. I actually try to prefer a soft band. Went out on a 3-mile shakedown hike, and we're gonna see how it does. Gone about a mile. Yoink. It's definitely obvious there's something in my pants, and I've definitely gotten looks from a few of my neighbors. I'm just at my neighborhood trails here. We have a network of trails. Honestly, I don't feel it as much as I thought I would. I'm definitely hyper aware of it, and I'm laughing at myself a lot and looking down a lot. Let's keep going. I'm heading uphill now, building up some heat for sure. It's a little bit sweaty down there, if I'm honest. I definitely feel like I'm noticing the crotch pouch a little bit more because I'm sweating on my back and front, but it still feels really good. It's not cumbersome or sticking or anything like that. It just looks weird AF. The noodles should be cooking now because I got my heart rate up, going uphill. It's kind of warm. Well, let's get back so we can eat. Let's see. It's ready to come out here. Just got back from my hike and I am starving. I can hear my stomach growling. It's well past lunchtime. They don't feel very warm though, compared to these guys, which sat in my bag. It's like about the same. Let's try them. All right, first these noodles. I don't know. They're fine. Just tastes like ramen. Not the most exciting feeling though, them being cold. Let's say they're like a step below lukewarm. All right. Crotch noodles. Taste about the same. Cooked well. Both of them are cooked about the same, which I think is pretty interesting. These are a little bit warmer, but not by a ton. I think if it was a really hot day and I'd worn them for many, many miles, it might be hot. Overall, I actually think I like these better. They just seem a little bit more tender and a little bit better texture. Let's get to the verdict. What is the best way to cook your food in the backcountry? Honestly, any of these are seriously viable options. And I didn't go into this experiment thinking that cold soaking was going to be something I would ever want to try, but I was pleasantly surprised. I ate the entire bag of crotch noodles, and I was at my house. I had a perfectly good leftover meal upstairs in my fridge, but I ate the crotch noodles. So stoves versus cold soaking, where did I end up? Honestly, hats off to all you cold soakers out there. All the irreverent jokes I could make about it aside, it actually is a pretty viable option for your food if you want to forego a stove altogether. However, I think I'm going to keep coming back to my stove 90% of the time just because it's something that serves so many different functions. If it's a really cold night, I can heat up water in a water bottle. I personally love to have a cup of coffee in the morning if I have the luxury of time on my side while I'm backpacking. I can do things like sanitize water, fix my gear, and dry things out if I really had to. Is it the most efficient use of my fuel? Absolutely not. However, since the fuel serves so many multiple functions and it's something I'm consuming as I move along, I don't feel like it's a huge burden to bring. Frankly, there are other places where you can save weight. But if your ultimate goal is to just go fast and light as possible and forego anything else, and you're really trying to get to some type of superhuman base weight that just isn't for the average human, pick yourself up one of these. If you're still left in a confusing gear hole, don't worry, so am I. I'm pretty much always in one. But you want to check out my next video where I talk about the importance of base weight and if it really matters or not. And guess what? The answer may surprise you.